This is your daily market review for Monday, November 11th, 2024. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your daily market review for Monday, November 11th, 2024. Hopefully you're having a great day, had a great weekend. Did what you needed to do. Well, now we talk about the hangover potentially in the market. Now, when I say hangover, what I mean is markets had some really good days up, gotten overbought pretty quickly at some upper trend bounds. Now the risk reward again is at worst chop, and then more likely pulling back. Certain names are already starting to pull back. Again, it starts in waves, meaning that everything's up and then things stop going up in pieces, if that makes sense, where certain names will then start pulling back while the leaders will continue potentially their momentum. For example, say like TSLA, MicroStrategy, those names, but then slowly see the other names again in the market, as we'll show you, have started to weaken. So if you're new to the channel, check out the Discord room, links are below. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Always here to help. I appreciate it. All the love, support, generous donations. If you'd like to donate, use the 3 dots. You can donate directly to the channel. That's a new feature. I appreciate it. Even if it's a 99 cents. If you find any value in this video and it's worth it, cool. If you are looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate and you need to chat, use the Calendly link in the description below. Let me know. I can help. We can chat. Again, you want to join the Discord room, got any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Posting all the trades, thoughts, ideas on Twitter. Also, again, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm pretty sure, yeah, somewhere in the 3 dots. I don't think I can do it from, oh, here you go. Thanks. Yep. Thanks if you want to donate. That's super awesome. You don't have to, but I always appreciate it. Means more. And again, if questions asked, don't be scared. Ask them. Let me know. I can help. Check out the website, tradingagent.com. Tons of resources. Turn profits into properties and passive income. Always here to help. Now that we're through the semantics of it, again, let me know what you need if you have questions. Again, I think this market is going to be rather funky. And when I say funky, I mean, again, I think that everyone knew that Trump was going to win previously. Like, that's not something that was new. It's the reaction that, in my opinion, has been pretty wild. And so, not that, again, he can't do everything he wants to do. I just think it's going to be harder because, again, if he really wants to cut spending, government jobs, cut everything down, you're going to see we've already talked about how the GDP forever has been based on your Ukraine spending. We've talked about how the jobs number have been all government jobs. If you cut all that stuff, GDP is going to fall off a cliff. Job openings are going to fly higher. Now, again, near-term pain for long-term gain, in my opinion. Yeah, I really do think so. I mean, if you do all those things correctly. So we'll see. At this point, that's where we've already seen that the market was in recession. We go look at the data. It was already showing that. It's just how bad does it get and how much can it withstand based on just the idea that the future regime will be able to fix it all. That you just got to be careful. That's all I can say. Remember, it is November options expiration. If you didn't already remember, OPEX, CHOPEX. Likelihood of a cut coming up in December is high. Again, this is what's hard. How do you not reinflate, create monster amounts of inflation at the expense of cutting rates? We'll see. Bitcoin, congrats to the bulls. Watch for the fibs. We're getting to, again, the 1.618, probably what's going to go. Just remember that when you get these big moves, you're followed by a chop. That's why I'm always telling folks, like, that's why you got to trade the breakout, watch for the pullbacks, identify all the levels, but do not chase breakouts. I mean, people who chase breakouts get crushed and then they get stuck. 2 times range is what? Why am I not even showing it? Let me edit this real quick. I think I can do that. Yeah, donde está? There's the 2. Okay, it's 98,000. So, congrats if you've been long. Again, personally, I think Bitcoin's way more technical than people think. So keep it on it. Good old gas, oil, man, it's been choppy, sloppy. And this is the thing, I'm not surprised by commodities pulling back because there is a real demand destruction if the economy weakens and has been weakening. Let's just call it what it freaking is. And so if we do pull back, be careful. Natural gas, nice rip today. Man, I'm hoping that we get back down to and again, it's not necessarily, these are the futures price. I'd love to see a sub 2 price. Keep an eye on it. Again, long-term love commodities. I'm very clear on this. King dollar, as we talked about, Trump is king dollar. Now, if you like Bitcoin and crypto, that's fine. I'm not going to say it couldn't do well under a rising dollar. But I think Trump will defend the dollar at all freaking cost. Remember that, y'all. Don't ignore that. Don't deny that. So at this point, not really going to say too much. I don't know. I really don't know. I anticipate the dollar to get stronger, honestly. I mean, I think that's the thing, right? With him in charge, things are different. We'll see. Meaning, like, see how different they actually are. TLTL. Keep an eye on this one. Again, we're talking about 20-day, 93 area. Got to get over it. It feels like a bottom with the volume. Economy is weakening, but man, it's just hard when you cut rates to reinflate, and that's what they don't want to do. I mean, again, I don't think they've hit their targets yet for inflation, and if they won't acknowledge they have. VIX, we talked about the 200-day. I mean, this is the biggest gap down move after an election ever. We'll see what happens down here. Keep an eye on it. VIX starting to catch some greenness, making higher lows as we talked about. It typically does. Keep an eye. SPY guy. We talked about 3-day rule, getting a little now tired. QQQ actually went red, rojo. Right? Longer wick, 3-day rule. Here's the 4th day. Keep an eye on it. IWM, however, had a successful continuation, gap up. Keep an eye on it. Again, I mean, are we at new all-time highs? I can't remember right off the top of my head. We're right back close to them. Keep an eye on it. I apologize. Zinc. Getting close. Kasi. DIA, which has been at new highs. Keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. And again, just remember, momentum doesn't sustain. Again, like the bigger these moves, leads to chop. That's all, at worst. And that's where I tell people, like, oh man, I got to jump in now. It's like, okie dokie. Gold. We talked about this one was probably due to pullback, geopolitical risk, everything off the table. Now, again, long term, I believe it'll probably successfully do well. And been waiting for pullbacks. Again, people asking, is now the time? That's tough. I really don't have a desire to play in this space. I want to see the VIX smash. I want to see them beat the shiznit out of the miners like they are. I want them to take them to the dirt, which I've seen miners get absolutely punished. Curb stomped, kicked teeth in, whatever you want to call it, pounded. I've seen this. Now again, near term, might be oversold. Decent volume. Keep an eye on it. AEM, again, Jay Sills has talked about this in the Discord room. I appreciate you posting that there were some put buys on AEM. Well, look at that. Awesome fucking trade. Thank you for sharing that. Again, we've talked about miners lead down. They weren't leading up. Look at AG getting pounded. Newmont, again, down another 6%. Wow. Broke the 200-day. You got stopped out potentially. Yep, we've talked about this. People get mad. I mean, I've seen this a million times. Oh, whatever, man. Get mad if you want, but just trade the probabilities. And we talked about when the dust pre-split. Look at that. That's a really solid move. So let's just keep. Again, I personally will be looking at them at some point, but I need time. I need some time. I need to see what they play out. Again, I have no desire to go fishing, catching bottoms. Taiwan semi, we talked about. Semis are, to me, are the best trades. I mean, look, they're not leading up. Making lower lows, lower highs, especially certain names look even better for that. Micron, every time it hits the 114 plus. AMD, nothing today. Whole lot of nothing. NVIDIA, again, I mean, I see people buying calls long dated. Again, we talked about the trend bound hit. I personally, again, think that if SMCI is having problems, I mean, we've talked about too many chips, too many chocolate chips out there. Prices can only go what direction? Down. SMCI, I mean, it should hold down here. Again, I don't know. This is when you have accounting issues, you have DOJ investigations, you've got everybody looking at your books, and maybe your accountant fires and quits. Yikes. Intellectual property, again, hits the channel high. We talked about this one. Again, if it could break out, gap fill. So far, not so good, but however, watch the 100-day. Watch the old high here around mid-24s. Simple, keep it simple, stupid. SMH. I talked about this one lagging. Again, market's making new highs. This is not making new highs, even off the freaking lows. Love the shorts on it. Adobe. Chopping around. Keep an eye on it. Apple, we talked about the 100-day. Got to close below it. Straddle it, right? Keep an eye on it, right? Keep an eye on it, right? Keep an eye on it. That's all I would say. Sorry, hold on 1 second. $100 day. Amazonian. Check this out, right? Talked about Bezos selling. What do you think? I mean, I kind of look at this and I think to myself, did the Christmas rush just get priced in? I'm sorry, I'm like sitting here thinking to myself, I'm like, if he's selling, he knows something is up. Did it pump because of the market? That's all. I keep an eye on it. Again, I guess maybe it's not even that complicated. Meta, chopping around, range highs, pulling back. CRM, pulling back. Not so much, right? This thing is gone perpendicular, J curve. Nice work. Again, however, just be careful. The bigger the candles are, the more likely they're going to be followed up by small ones or chop. Does this make sense? Especially after big up moves. I just hate when people just go, well, the move will never end. And then they jump in and then they get trapped. Trapper keeper. Guggenheim, chopping around at the range highs. Watch that 184 gap. Microsoft, chop, fizz. Going nowhere. NDAQ, man, trying to get that 80 area. Son of a bitch. Again, I apologize being wrong on this. Again, I think long term, it's very clear tech is not going to lead. Nasdaq exchange will not be the exchange of the leading companies. However, it's doing what it's doing. This can't, sometimes you're wrong. I mean, this is me just going, wrong. MicroStrategy, here we go. Fibs said the two. You're well. I mean, we said this. It could get to the fib extensions. I don't know why I haven't drawn them. Let's add some more. What's the 2.618? Let's drop them suckers in there, right? Like, you got to do it. 2.382. Let's do the 2.5er. 2.618. Let's do that one next. Because again, people are like, oh, they don't matter. I'm like, nah, they do. Watch them. I mean, 360 would probably be the first move. I mean, look at when you hit the 1.618 the first time, you backed off. No, I'm not saying I'm not trying to sit here and go, well, it's toast. No, I mean, I don't know, but that's a freaking monster candle, y'all. Monster candle. And here, I'd be watching for something like this tomorrow, where you get like the 2.618 maybe. That's my call on that. I mean, again, I'm not sitting here telling you to flush it and give up, but just trade your position sometimes. Netflix seems to be holding up. Again, I'm mind boggled anyone would be buying this company. You got to be out of your freaking mind. Roblox, chopping around. Pan W, holding up. We talked about cybersecurity names breaking out, looking pretty strong. Tesla, speaking of strong, right? Here you go. Boom. Again, if you were long this name, which we talked about, you could have. Definitely down here, definitely right here. We talked about taking it. And again, I had some shorts and I hedged them with longs. Then I got rid of the shorts and then took my profits on my longs on Friday. At this point, this is what scares me. And again, it's not that I'm like scared long term for you guys. If you really are bullish, if everything's going to work out fine. But the market's meant to be traded. If you don't trade this and you just let it run, I hope to God it goes up to 500, 1,000 for whatever these folks who believe in it. Cool story. But if it doesn't, that's where you got to be a little careful. And this is where you have to trade around position. Maybe you sell a quarter of the stock, a third of it, a half of it, whatever you're comfortable with. Insight, this one's been on fire. We talked about, speaking of buyout targets, some things we're right on, not always wrong. Breaks the trend line. I'd love to see the 50s, but that is what it is. Palantir, getting a little interesting up here. Another doji. Again, see how we talk about how the market starts weakening? Meaning like you see the market, big green candles, and then you see some names down today, and then you see some names doing this crap where they have dojis or they have really long wicks. Keep an eye on it. McDonald's, again, I don't know what the upside is on Palantir. People get like, oh, where's that? I'm like, fuck it, I don't know. McDonald's starting to try to break, but then you see that wick. DraftKings, I know some people went, again, the owner of it, hey, I can't remember who was talking about try to dump it. I'm like, I don't see long-term growth in it, but it doesn't mean that if the market rips, this thing could pop. Nice trade. Again, I think this is where you have to zoom out and go, is this just a big freaking consolidation chop pattern, in my opinion? Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's like breakout crazy risk, but I do think there'll be, again, it's just going to be stuck, in my opinion. Airbnb, again, but there is a trading range. Like, that's what you should do. Trade the range. Airbnb, up, give it back. Costco, chopping around. Holding up. I mean, we talked about like chopping around, like holding the 100-day. That wick yesterday. See, like here's again another name that should be momentous. Like gets the big green candle, gets the pause. Look at Starbucks trying to break out. Keep an eye on that one. We talked about the consolidation rate. FedEx, like this for a short, but not jumping in front of. But then look again. Here's the get. This is what we talk about. The wicks getting a little longer. The candle's getting a little tighter. I'd keep an eye on it now. 292. Caterpillar, this thing had been on fire, right? Starts to pull back. Okay, you got multi-day ranges. Worth an eye on. DE, this thing's been chopping around. We'll see what's up here. Nucor, I mean, I'm not really too interested in shorting these things. Talk about commodities pulling back. However, if Nucor, man, gets below 158, it's probably going to go into that gap and keep going. X gonna get bought out. We know that. Again, this is when we're talking about like material names starting to lag. I mean, you saw it with gold. Gold and silver are leading up. Now be careful. VALE, again, global growth name. Arrow, copper. I mean, people got pissed at me. I'm like, I like copper long term, but I'm not chasing up here. Now it's coming back. You better hold 1640. CCJ, again, we like uranium. We love commodities. Keep an eye on it. CF. We love commodities. Chopping around. Mosaic. NTR. All these things. We love them long term. AA Aeron, we love aluminum. Fudge, yeah, we do. Zoom out though, it's gonna be tough. XLF. Nice try to, again, here we go. Tries to pump up. Small candle, wick. Okay. Again, I personally think this is a trap because the banks hold all the issues. I mean, Trump didn't fix anything by just becoming nominated or becoming the president. You got that area. Keep an eye on that stuff. I mean, meaning like inside candles. Like these big candles, are they're consolidations that go higher, they're traps. And only you will know once that happens. That's the hardest part, is you can't sit here and go, I know for sure if it's a trap. Morgan Stanley, watch this upper range. Bank of America, again, Buffett can't sell fast enough. We'll see what happens up here. Man, look at, I mean, at the end of the day, the wick was kind of wild. Goldman Snacks. You would need to see continuation for me to trust that. To me, that could be just super duper trapper keeper. Carry. Keep an eye on this one, right? Breaks out. Again, wicks right back under 66.99. Interesting. We talked about some of the copper names. I was just going to flow through them. Like, look at these names, like growth names, breaking out of these flags, downsiding them, back at range lows. Just keep an eye on it. Jets. You got to be like, okay, all right. I mean, this made sense. This is where trading's so hard, is you think certainty, but you're just guessing. It's the best guesser you can be. XHB, just watching the 50, 20-day, not much there, right? XBI, right? Like, here you go, breaks out. Look at today's candle. Like, again, you're seeing some tired action. Solar, which has been absolutely trash, back at the range lows. Sedge, we talked about 15 from 300. You're welcome. Sorry, 13. Now it's at 13. Can it go lower? Probably. Talked about ENPH, not going to hold up if you broke the range lows. And what is it doing? For solar, chopping around. Keep an eye on it. HYG, again, I think you got to be out of your fudging mind to buy corporate debt at these levels. We'll see what happens. Oil pulled back pretty hard today. Natural gas up pretty hard today. I mean, again, I guess, again, over the weekend we talked about, not we, but we read in the articles talking about how, all right, U.S. is open for natural gas. We talked about that forever. KLD in the 80s. I don't know if you'll get a retest. I hope so. Again, if the market pulls back, natural gas will pull back. XOP, as we talked about, broke the downtrend. Looking good. Multi-day consolidation going with it. Valero, gasoline names just chopping around. Yeah, ExxonMobil. should be higher, in my opinion. It seems to be stuck in this 120 area. NPC, again, gasoline names. Right. Keep an eye on it. Occidental. We like Oxy. We like it long term. Buffett likes it, so we like it long term. Keep an eye on it. Last but not least, coming up, EQT and Flex LNG. We've talked about breaking. I mean, I said, don't be surprised it gets to 44. There you go. There you go, partner. There it is. Flex LNG again. I think we'll be natural gas exporters. You can bet your ass on it, in my opinion. All right. Have any questions? Don't hesitate to reach out. Always here to help. Appreciate you guys. If you want to be a fan or whatever, super donate, I really appreciate it, man. And again, leave a comment below. Let me know how I can help you guys. All right. Have a wonderful evening. Talk to you later. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.